Butterflies in my tummy, I was sweating.
You could place a bucket full of ice on my seat, it will melt and boil.
I am Gideon Ayekwe.
And you could imagine that the studio was very chilled. I was still sweating. Like, after every single story, the makeup artist had to come and dab the sweat off my face.
I had informed my family to be on the lookout, and so they were looking out for when I would come on. I was told that my dad couldn't sit down when I was doing the news. He was pacing up in the hall, just shouting, "That's my boy." That's the only thing you could hear. He knew that I could do it, but then he wasn't expecting that I would reach it like that.
All through the bulletin, I had to bottle up all the tension within me. And then at the end of the bulletin, when I got out of Studio A, I just walked out into the corridor. Once I got into the corridor, I just let out one loud yell to release all the tension.
The work ethic is something I would want to talk about.
Here you are. This is what you have worked towards for so long a time, and you've got it. Take it and enjoy it. At the same time, you really were being measured by standards so high, you just couldn't afford to fail.
I was joining this great team of good, I would say, Ghana's best journalists. They had such huge appetite to talk about Osei Boachi.
If you have somebody like an Osei Boachi editing or being the news manager at that time, there's no room for misbehavior, there's no room for apathy, there's no room for, you have to put up your best, otherwise the story is not going.
Uncle Ralph Sassy, as we called him, Emma Morrison, Gabi, Robert Tre, Nanama. I mean, it was a powerful team I was joining. And so going to TV3 and going through that rigorous interview process and coming out tops, it felt very good, and so I hit the ground running. I really didn't know what I had signed myself onto, but it felt good to be associated with Ghana's #1 brand.
TV3 would allow you to learn at that time. So for instance, I took it personal. I expected to improve myself at TV3 with that platform that I had. That was the motivation. That is how come I learned how to do the video editing myself. So anytime I went on assignment and I came back, my story was fully ready in my hands, and I gave it to the directors, and I made sure all my stories went on the same day.
We are also a pro-people station. That is, TV3 was the first station to start going to the communities and reporting exactly on what's happening in the communities, to the admiration of all.
I remember working my way through the rural communities to the cities, covering stories to Makwitia, to Chiriponhi.
You find me on a refuse dump, or you find me in a KVIP.
To, Bongo, Upper East region, to Western region, and in some mine pits.
You find me in the middle of a crossfire, covering elections.
Following political rallies, following presidents and vice presidents outside of this country.
That was elections, 2004. And I remember my mom in particular wasn't too comfortable with the idea, because it was what we call the hotspots. I actually witnessed, I was in the police station when Issa Mobila was brought in.
When
My name is Deshini Abdallah Mustafa. I'm reporting from the northern region. The children are sitting 4-4-3-3, and even some are sitting on the tables. This class, we don't even have blackboard. Meanwhile, we have made about 6 to 7 blackboards, and all of them have been destroyed, taken away by people in the community to substitute firewood. The KG peoples are stranded. They have no place to sit because it has rained early this morning, and their classes all over wet. It's wet all over. They used to sit in the bare floor, and they cannot sit again. See the class. The tray also double as the parking place for teachers where to park their motorbikes, and the tray is also the head teacher's office. So in fact, we are really in need of your help.
Good afternoon. I am Wendy Lai. You're watching Midday Live. The headlines for this afternoon. Electoral Commission is set to embark on field trips next week to assess the feasibility of government's proposal to create new district assemblies in all 10 regions. Police service advocates for the use of technology in the fight against crime. Residents of Bonsahon in the Central Region make appeal for provision of potable water. And coming up in sports, a light heavyweight boxer, Brahma Issa Kamoko, popularly known as Bukom Banku, suffers first professional defeat. And on the international front, the 5 living former U.S. presidents raised $31 million at a concert in aid of victims of hurricanes which ravaged the U.S. this year. We have details of these and many more lined up. We start with our first headline story. The Electoral Commission is to embark on field trips next week to assess the feasibility of government's proposal to create new district assemblies in all the 10 regions. The field trip will start from October 25 and end on November 10, 27. Section 1A of the Local Government Act 2016, Act 936, places the responsibility on the Commission to review and make appropriate recommendations on the proposal. Each regional team would be led by the Commission member responsible for the region. The teams are to be guided by the fact that the population there is large enough with an appreciable number of economically active groups. They have been asked to take into consideration the available economic activities in the proposed districts, looking at the revenue that could be derived through the taxation, like farming type, mining activities, daily or weekly markets, banks, hospitals, among others. Away from that story, potable water is a luxury for residents of Bonsahon in the Timoka district in the Central Region. Residents want authorities to fix a borehole that the Rawlings-led NEC government provided for them some 20 years ago. Here's a report by Spencer Kwabna-Boating-Mensah.
The farming community, with a population of about 800, is made up of people from different parts of the country living together. One major setback hindering the progress of this community is the lack of potable water. In the late 90s, the Jerry Rawlings-led government provided them with a solar-operated borehole, which parts were reportedly stolen. But this has since not been attended to by successive governments. Residents here do not miss any opportunity to harvest rainwater for domestic chores, but are forced to trek several miles to get water during dry seasons.
Access to potable drinking water has been a challenge for years. We are appealing to government to provide us with potable drinking water.
Sustainable Development Goal number 6 promotes access to potable water for all by 2030. 13 years more to 2030, and this is the only source of drinking water for over 800 people. Now, students come here every day to get water to the school before lessons begin. We're speaking with one of the students. So why are you getting water from here, and what are you going to use for?
We are going to use to drink in the school, because if you do not come and fetch water from here and go and drink, we cannot get any water in the school to drink.
Several attempts to reach the district chief executive on the issue proved futile. Spencer Kwabna-Boating-Mensah, TV3 News, Bonsahon.
The police service is advocating for the use of technology in the fight against crime. Director General of the Public Affairs Department, ACP David Senanu-Iklu, insists the use of technology is critical in combating crime as the dynamics and modus operandi of criminals are being driven by technology.
Globally, security and safety issues are of topmost priority. Most government and corporate organizations the world over invest millions of dollars annually on security installations and upgrades of security systems. Some of these, which include CCTV surveillance system and UR-Fog anti-theft security system, play a massive role in preventing as well as detecting theft. Footage and images of the 2005 London bombings were taken via CCTV cameras, which helped gather more clues to identify the culprit. There is no doubt that these systems are helpful for the society to a large extent. The UR-Fog anti-theft system is a crime prevention security technique that instantly impairs visibility at crime scenes within seconds the device is triggered. Day in and day out, criminals and intruders have bypassed some of these systems as those who have installed them do not maintain or upgrade them. The alarming rate of armed robbery and domestic break-ins have led some victims murdered in their homes. Director General of the Public Affairs Department of the Ghana Police Service, ACP David Iklu, says 70% of crimes recorded in recent times is technology-driven. He expressed worry many are not taking advantage of new technologies to combat crime.
You can see that technology is very, very important in our fight against crime. It might not only aid detection, but the major tool is that it can prevent crime. And it will be able to give us enough evidence if the crime is not prevented to enable investigators to continue to identify the perpetrators.
But ACP Iklu wants these CCTV cameras set in places that are beyond the expectations of the thieves.
And even maintenance is another issue. It is fixed there and it's assumed that way to do the work. No, it needs to be maintained. You need to check it regularly, and you must also know where to place it so that it can be to your advantage.
At a stakeholders meeting in Accra, MD of Rights Consult Godwin Ekwama expressed confidence incidents like robberies, murders and other crimes in one's property could be a thing of the past through the use of modern technology.
It is time we begin to take our security issues serious. It's time we begin to take it personal. You yourself, as you are there, what are you doing to protect yourself? What are you putting in place so that in case of anything, you'll be able to fight people who have come to harm you, even before the police come in.
And the police administration is ensuring every 7 police personnel with an insurance cover of 50,000 each. Now, under the comprehensive insurance, 3 children of the personnel who dies in line of duty shall enjoy free education up to the tertiary level.
The 4-year transformational agenda by the police is aimed at changing the mindset of personnel as well as ensuring the promotion of the welfare of serving personnel.
As part of the welfare package, very soon, every police officer will have an insurance cover of 50,000 cedis in case of death in line of duty. Even if one should die accidentally or naturally, the family will be entitled to 25,000 Ghana cedis.
Addressing the closing ceremony of a compulsory motor traffic and transport department training in Accra, the Inspector General of Police, David Asantia Pietu, urged all service personnel to support the new agenda.
All of us have suffered from delays in reimbursement of medical expenses. This package has provided 12,500 for critical ailments. What is more interesting about this package is that in the event of death in line of duty, 3 children will be catered for from nursery to tertiary institutions.
Director General, Police MTTD, COP Maxwell Atingani, told TV3 personnel of the service will be judged by their performance on the road.
the way a manner that we are supposed to operate as MTTD, the public will see drastic change. We want the face to change. We want to satisfy the public, and that's it.
A total of 665 newly drafted MTTD personnel took part in the transformational training in 10 batches over 10 weeks to be deployed in the Accra region. The public is to identify the new MTTD with additional badge embossed on their left shoulder and report any misconduct to the nearest police station.
You're still watching Midday Live. An attempt by TV3 crew to film ongoing tension and heavy security around the Gamanche Stew House at Midday was met with stiff opposition and heckling by some disgruntled youth in Jamestown. But for the intervention of the police, the TV3 cameraman would have been beaten as the youth insisted he deletes pictures he took in the area. A report by Komla Kluche.
An attempt to film a tight security siege at the Asher Fort area of Jamestown angered these disgruntled youth. Poised for a fight, they threatened to visit mayhem on the TV3 crew if the pictures were not deleted. The police later had to step in and calm the situation. Tension is mounting in Jamestown around the Gamanche Stew House after an opposing claimant had reportedly performed rituals.
It is a taboo. It is unprecedented because the Gamanche, who is in possession of the black stew with his elders, and the place ought to be invaded. Right now, if you go there, we are informed fridges and what we have there have been ransacked. You see, this is uncustomary and unconstitutional.
With a tight security, the area is under 24-hour surveillance as the office of the Gamanche believes there has been an invasion.
We hope right now they will try and protect the Gamanche, give him access, guide him to get access back to his stool house, because he was in possession of the stool house as at last night before they invaded the place. So the place belongs to the Gamanche and his elders. So you have to go there because that is where the stool is. Even tomorrow Sunday, he is expected to perform a customary rite in the stool room. So we plead with the police that they should give him protection to be able to go back to the stool house.
But in a strongly worded letter expressing their displeasure of what they called an invasion, they described some government functionaries of aiding the purported invasion. A crunch meeting is underway as the elders are bent on preventing chaos and clash between the factions.
And we'll bring you some more updates on this very story as well. And after 6 years of distancing themselves from taking part in activities of the Ningo Prom Assembly, the people of Great Ningo have backed down on their demands and resolved to work for development. Their decision follows several joint consultations with the chief and people of the area.
In 2012, residents of Great Ningo protested against government's naming of Pram as the district capital. They complained of neglect, adding that their town was the oldest and endowed with the country's largest salt mining site, yet very deprived. Communities including Mangochona and Aitepa in the Ningo area are going through difficult times as access to potable water, health and education remains a hurdle. However, more consultation with the Ningos, led by the acting paramount chief, Nene Kanu Atiapa III, resulted in an agreement to now pay levies to the assembly.
As we don't join them, things are not functioning well. So as we join them, I think the developmental projects also will be coming to Ningo Traditional area here.
The assembly is also hopeful the move will help generate more revenue for development.
It paves way for the district to increase our IGF from the Ningo area. And once we generate a lot of IGF, obviously we'll use it for the development of the district.
In other news, the family of the late Chief Salifu Dawuni has accused the minority in Parliament for the recent tension in Bimbilla in the northern region. Now, the Nakpa family is blaming the NDC Member of Parliament for Bolsa North, James Agalga, for the tension that surrounded the prior arrangement of the burial of the late Chief.
The burial of the late Chief Salifu Dawuni last Wednesday instead of the originally planned Thursday stirred controversy at Bimbilla in the northern region, with the regent of Bimbilla Nyalembugu Andani Dasana accusing the Minister of Defense Dominic Nitu and Interior Minister Ambrose Derry of backing the Nakpa family. The regent wanted the two summoned by Parliament. At a news conference, a member of the bereaved family, Bena Amadou Mustafa Zakaria, has accused the minority NDC of fanning the current chieftaincy crisis in Nanu.
The two emerging groups that I referred to earlier are the minority NDC in Parliament, who acts of commission and omission precipitated and fanned the current chieftaincy crisis during their reign, but who are now hypocritically trying to find scapegoats in some officials of the ruling National and New Patriotic Party government.
The Nakpa family also accused the Dasana family of twisting historical facts to serve their vested interest.
We therefore want to appeal to the conscience of our contenders to fear the Allah that we all serve and tell the truth about the current chieftaincy crisis in Nano, and stop picking and choosing what suits them. Their current behavior is undoubtedly a mark of dishonesty.
The family is grateful to the government for the release of Nakpana's body to his family.
And meanwhile, former Deputy Interior Minister has denied using his office to prevent the burial of the late Salifu Dawuni. He spoke to my colleague Portia Gabo on News 360 last night.
The NDP government, whilst in power, never at any point in time prevent or deny the late Salifu family the opportunity to bury the late chief. There is evidence to that effect. And I have in my hand a letter written by the Regional Coordinating Council, and to be very specific, the RECSEC, signed by the then chairman, the Honorable Mohammed Muniru Kimuna Al-Haji, and addressed to the head of family, Salifu Dawuni. And Salifu Dawuni is the same person as the late Nakpana. That particular letter was dated the 3rd of November 2014. Let me read this letter for the sake of clarity and to put matters beyond doubt. And I read, you would recall that the family of the late Nakpana Salifu Dawuni wrote a letter dated 10th June 2014 to the Regional Security Council requesting for the release of the body of the late Nakpana for burial at Bimbilla. Copy of letter attached. 2. In response to the letter, RECSEC, for its letter dated 19th June 2014, indicated that it was unable to release the body of the late chief to be buried at Bimbilla because the determination of who was the Bimbilla chief was pending before the Judicial Committee of the National House of Chiefs.
You still watching Midday Live. We have more shortly.
Year after year, we've been rewarding explicit radio and television personalities and content that took over the airwaves. It's the 7th year and it's going to be more rewarding. The 7th Adonko RTP Awards 2017. who carries the awards slated for the various categories. Let's converge at the International Conference Center on 28th of October 2017, 8 p.m. sharp, and witness the highly anticipated 7th Adonko RTP Awards with massive performances from the evergreen, sexy dancehall queen, Ebony, Kel Songs, and one big surprise artist who is the man of the moment. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Present at the ceremony will be His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, former President of the Republic of Ghana, and Dr. Bwedi Nyamiche, Head Pastor, the Makers House Chapel International. Tickets go for 200 Ghana cedis ground floor and 100 Ghana cedis upper floor. You can buy tickets at Silverbird Cinemas, Kuala, Peace FM, Airport Shell, West Hills Mall, Achimota Mall, and Junction Mall. For TV3 to win more awards, vote for us now. For Jamestown Fisherman to win Television Local Series of the Year Award, text RTP Jamestown to 1446. For Ghana's Strongest to win Television Reality Show of the Year Award, text RTP Strongest to 1446. For Talented Kids to win the Television Reality Show of the Year Award, text RTP Kids to 1446. For New Day to win Television Morning Program of the Year Award, text RTP New Day to 1446. The 7th Adonko RTP Awards is brought to you by Adonko Bitters, Jazz Washing Powder, Unibank, Special Drinks, Ines Fly Paint, Stadia Boutique, GH Media School, Sumisura by Abdul, Glory Oil, Holiday Inn Accra Airport, Innovate Advertising, Eden Securities, African Homecoming Project, DSTV Ghana, GoTV Ghana, SICK Microfinance, Royal Dede Hotels, and Vital Fruit Drinks. The 7th Adonko RTP Awards, the night we all dream in gold. This event is powered by Big Events Ghana.
Fimo Ghana, in partnership with Connect 97.1 FM, a subsidiary of Media General Group, bring you
from the 19th to 22nd October 2017 here. Fimo Ghana, remember your conference 2017 here. Kujun Kasalowe, Acrobato, Ejako, Nenama McBrown, Ellen White, Atia Brewer, Vivian Jam, Nakwa Kubenuswa, Mrs. Yakubama, what from Panama. All the movie producers, MCs, straight from Jakarta, too much, Daddy boy, and now brother Farmer, and Bushia from Kumasi. Yeah, with the 19th October, near Daddy, Friday 20th, November lectures, Saturday 21st, or your football gala, Sunday 22nd, or your floating near Real Beach. Oh, yes, it's that here. Accepting on the product, or you're reviving the film industry. 19th to 22nd October 2017, venue, Takrade, or Bree House, Asaka Junction, sponsors, Okute Joint, Daddy, and Royal Hotel, Sims Technology, Africa Entrepreneurship, Culture in African Studies, or King West Waribo, or Bree House, as Bowen Media School, the media partners, or your TV3, 0548 776700. Fimo Ghana, creativity is our focus.
Previously on GMB 2017, you saw our ladies in a special encounter with the media. Next Sunday on GMB 2017, it's festival time. Come cheer up our 6 remaining contestants as they entertain and educate us on festivals from their regions. Yes, we are redefining beauty to promote national unity. And look who's threatening to spoil the party. The eviction landlord is here again. Should he be invited to the festival party or not? Keep voting to keep your favorite original contestant in the competition. Text contestant's name to 1413 across network. GMB 2017. Straight out of Ghana.
Ghana's most beautiful, this and every Sunday, live at 8 p.m. sharp. Studio audience must be seated by 7 p.m. at TV3 Studio B. GMB 2017 is brought to you by
Sasso Insecticide Spray and Coil, Camel, now from Carex, Bond Savings and Loans, Carnival Strawberry, Madar Powdered Soap, Enapa Mackerel, Onga Tablet and Seasoning, GTP, still timeless, Tabia Herbal Mixture, Oba Spaghetti, Remy Spices, Tenatet, Vencare, Royal Drinks, Holy Trinity Spa and Health Farm, Arata Motors, Chris Beauty range of products, Deluxe Paint,
Davis Palace,
and Time Herbal Mixture.
Thanks for staying. Let's focus on education now. And the government is to bring all technical and vocational institutions under the Ministry of Education for proper supervision. By this, all 16 ministries following skills development services will be put under one umbrella.
The importance of technical vocational education and training is crucial for the reduction of unemployment in Ghana. Education experts say vocational and technical training is vital for socio-economic transformation and also required for proper management and infrastructure development. Currently, most of the TVET institutions are facing equipment and human resource challenges which are affecting the output. The Minister of Communications, Esla Owusu-Ekufo, blamed the situation on absence of proper framework to regulate it.
All the various initiatives that the government is currently undertaking needs a dedicated core of skilled personnel, trained human resources to be able to manage either the manufacturing infrastructure we're putting in place through the One District, One Factory program, or the Smart Ghana agenda through the digitization of our processes. And so it is very critical for us to have the trained manpower, such as engineers, technicians, and all the various other fields.
She hinted government is streamlining operations of the various training institutions.
Currently, skills training initiatives are scattered amongst about 16 ministries. The government wants to bring them all under the Ministry of Education and to see how best they can also assist because of the specialized agencies under the ministry to promote standardization, to improve their curriculum, to tailor it to fit the workplace, to ensure that the products who are produced from these institutions meet a certain minimum standard and can be useful for industry.
Esla Owusu was speaking on the sidelines of the 16th congregation of the Accra Technical University. The graduation had become possible after the governing council of the school was constituted months after the NPP government took office. About 5,000 students comprising 2016 and 2017 academic years graduated.
You have to acknowledge all those who supported and encouraged you throughout your studies. Let us acknowledge your parents and guardians, families, friends, and sponsors, without whom you wouldn't be here celebrating today.
Chairman of the Governing Council, Professor Ralph Kingston Asabre, wants technical vocational training institutions to be resourced for effective teaching.
The project's benefits to the learning environment cannot be underestimated. I appeal to the representative of the President, the Minister of Communication, for this occasion, and to other stakeholders, the GET Fund and CODVET, to intervene with funding for the expansion of existing structures and logistics.
To agriculture and cocoa farmers at Sefirioso in the Western region have lauded the initiative by a license-buying company, Nyankopa Cocoa Limited, to introduce a pension scheme for farmers. The initiative is expected to curtail the practice of cocoa farmers selling off their farms to small-scale miners, as well as motivates the youth to take up cocoa farming.
Cocoa farmers in recent times have complained about the absence of a pension scheme for the sector as a major disincentive to securing their livelihoods at old age. Farmers over the years have had to save for their future, a practice that is not sustainable. Some farmers have been subjected to financial humiliation at old age, compelling them to sell off their cocoa farms to miners and other interested groups. Some of the farmers die poor despite producing one of the world's most essential national commodities. Realizing the pension needs of cocoa farmers, the government plans to roll out a national pension scheme for the cocoa sector. But even before the government implements its plan, the Yonkopa Cocoa Buying Company is supporting farmers with a pension scheme package to alleviate their financial burden. Some cocoa farmers at Sefioso say the scheme will make cocoa farming more attractive. Senior Regional Manager of Cocoa Health Extension at Sefioso, Samuel Amponsa, said the initiative is in line with Cocoa Board's efforts to make cocoa farming attractive. The head of sustainability at Yonkopa, Ghana, Robert Asugri, said the company plans to deliver over 500,000 cocoa farmers from poverty by 2025.
They can produce cocoa, become very prosperous, and also conserve nature, and also send their children to school. But as they go through the seasons of farming, they also have their social seasons that when they turn, they don't have any help. So we are coming out with this Nyankodo farmer policy, life policy, to support them, educate their children.
The pension scheme will also serve as motivation for the youth to take up cocoa farming to augment the failing production levels of the commodity in the country.
The chief of the Diako in the Busum district, Nana J. Penny, is calling on government to assist in the expansion of oil mill factory in the community as part of the One District, One Factory project. He said this will reduce high unemployment in the area.
The chief and people of Diduako in the Ashanti region in 2016 released over 100 acres of land to a private Ghanaian investor to put up a vegetable oil extraction company. The move was to enhance the economic activities in the area and also create employment to the residents. The factory is currently giving direct employment to about 80 people, but the chief of Diduako wants the government to assist the factory to expand to enable it to employ more people.
Raw materials no otofri eslim sabai ko boa akuafo na amo mutimi produce soya beans no more.
He buys the raw materials up north. Government should assist farmers in the northern region to increase their soybean production, to improve livelihoods.
The Chief Executive Officer of Vesta Oil Mills, Kwesi Nyamiche, stressed on how difficult it is for agro-businesses to secure a loan facility. He said government facilitation of loans to them will enable them expand their business and employ more.
We have a lot of outgrower schemes out there with plenty of farmers. You know, we have smallholder farmers with 4 acres, 5 acres, 10 acres, and they all feed into our operations because currently we're doing 40 ton a day. We'll be happy if government will assist us in the way of funding. We are not saying government should give us money for free, but we want some flexible kind of arrangement.
Vesta Oil Mills is a vegetable oil extraction company processing mainly soybean and palm kernel oil. The company is also working towards producing fish and poultry feed.
We focus on health, and Benedicta Fianco Tetra, a cancer patient who was assisted by TV3's support fund, has successfully undergone her first phase of treatment and needs further support to undergo radiotherapy treatment. She would require prosthesis to enable her face real life as a young girl.
Today is a great day for Benedicta because we all saw her when she was brought in. Very lethargic, sick looking, in bed, and could virtually do nothing. In fact, when she came in, her blood level was about 2.8 grams per deciliter. We had to give her about 10 pounds of blood, and before we went ahead to do the operation to remove the leg. And today she's going home. Now she's able to get up and walk about with at least a pair of crutches. That means she's mobile now. Initially, she was sick in bed. Now she's mobile. And I think we show our appreciation and gratitude to TV3 that sponsored her treatment. And today, TV3 has paid off her hospital bills and therefore has completed the management.
This road sign may be pointing backwards,
but there is a sign of progress in Benedicta, a liberation from her fears. Benedicta gets discharged after 53 days of battling treatment at the Kulebu Teaching Hospital. She has undergone surgery, extraction of fluid from her lungs, series of x-rays and scans, plus 14 units of blood. It has been a successful encounter and journey. With smiles full of hope beaming on her face with glowing eyes, she believes in a brighter future. The prospective SHS student bids farewell as she moves away from her fears out of the boundaries of the hospital ward with pride. But it is not yet over. Doctors have scheduled another appointment with her on November 3 at the radiotherapy unit of Kulebu Hospital.
Now we have referred her to the oncologist to also give her some chemotherapy so that the ones that have spread to other parts of the body will be clear.
Though the family has expressed gratitude for how far TV3 News has brought Benedicta, it is still not yet over. TV3 News, through the 3 Foundation with help of few philanthropists, have supported Benedicta, but 3 things are still outstanding: money to undergo radiotherapy, prosthesis and some support for school. Her greatest wish at the moment is to get well and continue her education as a fashion designer. Support Benedicta through the 3 Foundation account, Zenith Bank, and she shall forever remain grateful.
Remember to send your donations quickly. To other stories, and the police in Sakumono are seeking public assistance in locating a missing girl, and they actually don't know her whereabouts. A 10-year-old Elizabeth Amwali Tete. Elizabeth reportedly left her Lashibi residence around 5 p.m. Tuesday, October 17, and has since not been seen. All efforts at tracing Elizabeth Amwali Tete have been unsuccessful. Elizabeth Tete is dark in complexion, about 4 feet tall, and speaks only Fanti. Anyone who knows the whereabouts of Elizabeth Tete or seen her anywhere should please contact the nearest police station. Volunteers may also call the police emergency number 191 or crime fighters toll-free number 18555 to assist. And an Accra Magistrate Court has issued a bench warrant for the immediate release of a 28-year-old Nana Yao for fraud. The accused Nana Yao in February this year collected 31,000 cedis from a complainant under the pretext of renting a 2-bedroom apartment for him in Tema, but failed. Nana Yao has since gone into hiding, and all efforts to trace him has been unsuccessful. Nanaya was dark in complexion, semi-stout in stature, and stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall. Nanaya is expected to be hiding in Kaswa Swotum or Tema. Anyone who sees Nanaya or knows his whereabouts should please contact the Tema Community 18 District Police or the nearest police station. Volunteers may also call the police emergency number 191 or crime fighters MTN and Vodafone toll-free number 18555 to assist. You're watching Midday Live. We have sports shortly.
Year after year, we've been rewarding explicit radio and television personalities and content that took over the airwaves. It's the 7th year and it's going to be more rewarding. The 7th Adonko RTP Awards 2017. Who carries the awards slated for the various categories? Let's converge at the International Conference Center on 28th of October 2017, 8 p.m. sharp, and witness the highly anticipated 7th Adonko RTP Awards with massive performances from the evergreen, sexy dancehall queen, Ebony, Kel Songs, and one big surprise artist who is the man of the moment. special guest of honor, His Excellency Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Present at the ceremony will be His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, former President of the Republic of Ghana, and Dr. Bwedi Nyamiche, Head Pastor, the Makers House Chapel International. Tickets go for 200 Ghana cedis ground floor and 100 Ghana cedis upper floor. You can buy tickets at Silverbird Cinemas, Kuala, Peace FM, Airport Shell, West Hills Mall, Achimota Mall, and Junction Mall. For TV3 to win more awards, vote for us now. For TV3 to win Television Station of the Year award, text RTP TV3 to 1446. For Media General Group to win Media Group of the Year award, text RTP Media General to 1446. The 7th Adonko RTP Awards is brought to you by Adonko Bitters, Yaz Washing Powder, Unibank, Special Drinks, Ines Fly Paint, Stadia Boutique, GH Media School, Sumisura by Abdul, Glory Oil, Holiday Inn Accra Airport, Innovate Advertising, Eden Securities, African Homecoming Project, DSTV Ghana, GoTV Ghana, SICK Microfinance, Royal Dede Hotels, and Vital Fruit Drinks. The 7th Adonko RTP Awards, the night we all dream in gold. This event is powered by Big Events Ghana.
My assessment is that TV3 is a pace setter insofar as news and current affairs reporting is concerned. They are objective, balanced in their reportage, and non-sensational. They have interesting programs like Mission Ghana, exposing the conditions of ordinary people. I'm very satisfied with your New Day morning show. It is educative. So in my view, it is the leading news and current affairs TV station. Congratulations for 20 years well spent.
I've been very disappointed with some of the officiating that I've seen in the competition this year. We want to get 50 points. We want to win the game. We want to get our win bonus. It will be a very competitive game. We need to win the game. Inter Allies will be looking to get something out of the game. So it's a local game, it's a derby game, so it'll be a competitive game.
This final match, I think we have to go in hard and win for our supporters, and then win for the technical team, all the players. We have to finish the league with a good position.
I'm going to work for it and fight for it. I know Haz is a big team. It's not easy for us, but what can we do? Definitely we have to play them. And then playing them, you got to prepare before you meet them. So we're going to prepare well and go there on Sunday to meet them.
We are the players. We just have to listen to the coach. Whatever tactics that he teaches us at training, that's what we must stick to.
Still in the Ghana Premier League, as many as 9 teams would have to depend on the result of the last game to know if they can avoid relegation in the Ghana Premier League. One of the teams will join Bolga All-Stars, which have finally grabbed their relegation ticket. This is how the permutation looks like as we approach the final day of the season today.
It is very, very difficult for both teams. We have 37 points, they have 39. So even draw for us, we'll just send the team to the Division 1. So we need win at all costs. So we are going all out. But if friends and chronics should not come into this week matches, then my youth will stay. Fair games have never been played since 2-3 weeks ago. Scores, people said this will happen, it's happened.
So now let's go through the list of fixtures for games coming up in the Ghana Premier League. This is the last game of the season, and as you already know, there are teams who are fighting to stay up in the Ghana Premier League. This is how the fixtures looks like for the final day of the games. Ashanti Gold will be up against Aduana Stars. Aduana Stars are Ghana Premier League champions already. This is a crowning moment for them. Bechem United will be up against Great Olympics, and potentially that will be a very, very difficult game. Olympics will be hoping that they can get the right result to escape relegation. We understand that the cameras to cover that game, to show it live on TV, have not been allowed into the stadium by Bechem United. We'll keep you updated on that as well. Brekum Chelsea will be up against Tema Youth. Tema Youth themselves hoping to stay up in the Ghana Premier League. Bolga All-Stars already gone back to Division 1. They will take on Ebusua Dwarves. Elmina Sharks will be up against Wa All-Stars. Accra Heartfolk will take on Inter Allies. Allies hoping that they can get the good result that will see them stay up in the Ghana Premier League. And then Liberty Professionals will be up against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Liberty need a win at all costs to ensure that they don't get back into that fight to stay up in the Ghana Premier League. Wafa will take on Mediama, and that is the fixtures for the games in the Ghana Premier League. And this is the last day games in the Ghana Premier League for the 2016-2017 season. Let's go on and do some more sports news for you here. And this time around, we'll be looking we'll be doing boxing now, because loudmouth local boxing king Brian Makamoko Bukum Banku has been handed his first professional defeat by Basti Samir. The talkative Bukum Banku was handed a 7th round knockout in front of a packed crowd at the Bukum Boxing Arena on Saturday night. Peter Adetokau was there for TV3 Sports.
It was a moment of truth as Bukum Banku sat on a stool in the red corner with a deep cut on the right eyebrow. The 12-round non-title championship began with a challenge over the size of the gloves. The two boxers then shook each other towards the end of round 1 in a give-and-take exchange that kept the arena agog. Younger Basti proved he was up for the task as he stood tall and firm even in the face of intimidations from Bukum Banku. Basti Samir went all out in round 3, dropping Banku twice to show his readiness. By this time, most pundits were convinced it was only a matter of time for Bukum Banku to be defeated. Banku threw in his all in a bid to fulfill his pre-match mantra of stopping his opponent in round 6, but failed to even record a knockdown. Basti Samil came back in a stronger force, pinned Bukum Banku to the ring, but the referee stepped in. A clinical punch sent Banku crashing onto the ring and out of contention. Basti Samir ended the undefeated record of Bukum Banku to improve his own record of 16 wins, 1 draw and 15 knockout. Bukum Banku now has 29 wins, 1 loss with 22 knockout.
So that is how Basse Same ended Bukum Banku's talks and everything about how he is the boxing graduate here in Ghana and how this fight was supposed to be a cocoa seller fight for him. But at the end of the day, it looks like the cocoa seller himself could not do the magic. But former world featherweight champion and WBC Hall of Famer Zuma Nelson has given thumbs up to Basse Same in his win over Bukum Banku. The experienced former boxer, however, advised Basti to take his training seriously if he should aim at becoming a world champion.
I'm very excited about this fight. You know, this is a very tough fight, and I'm happy I'm here tonight.
Did you see this coming?
When they started, I know that this fight cannot go to the distance. You know, but I don't know whether Bastille or Bukum Banku.
What do you think Bastille should do to bring Ghana a world title?
What Bastille is supposed to do is what he's doing. You know, we all here witness what happened. You know, so all we have to do is we have to pray for him. You know, you have to take the boxing serious. You know, you can get it if you really want it. If you really want to be a world champion, he knows what you have to do.
How can Bukum Banku come out of that defeat?
Boxing is a boxing. If you lose, it doesn't show that that's your end. You know, he lost. He haven't lost before. He didn't have the experience of losing. Today, you know, he has lost. Now he'll know that he can lose. So when he's training, he'll train very serious.
And now let's take you to the Under-17 World Cup currently ongoing in India. Confirmation of the result from the quarter-final games that were played. Ghana lost to Mali by 2-1. The USA lost to England by 4-1. Currently, Spain are playing Iran, and Spain are leading by 2-0. And later on, Germany will be up against Brazil, and that potentially should be a cracking game to look forward to. But now we'll take you to the English Premier League and bring you a confirmation of all the results from games that were played on Saturday and games to look forward to later today, because Arsenal will be in action a bit later. West Ham were at home. They lost to Brighton and Hove Albion by 3-0. Chelsea had to beat Watford by 4-2 in that one. That was a thriller. Huddersfield also beaten Manchester United by 2-1. And after the game, Man United coach Jose Mourinho says that they played badly in that game and that Huddersfield were the better team. And Man City also continued their dominance in the league, beating Burnley by 3-0. Newcastle also beat Crystal Palace by 1-0. Let's move on to the other results from the English Premier League for you. And as you can see, Stoke City, and as you can see on your screens now, yes, is back. So Stoke City lost at home to Bournemouth by 2-1. Swansea also losing to Leicester City by 2-1. Remember, Leicester City have sacked their coach, Greg Shakespeare, and they are beginning to win again. It was the same thing that happened when they asked Claudio Ranieri to leave the club. They started winning again. It is happening again. Southampton also beating West Brom at home by 1-0. Everton are taking on Arsenal. That game has started. And then Tottenham also will take on Liverpool later today. And that's how we wrap up sports here on Midday Live. My name is Anna Kodrafe. Thanks very much for watching. Good afternoon.
Year after year, we've been rewarding explicit radio and television personalities and content that took over the airwaves. The 7th Adonko RTP Awards 2017. Who carries the awards slated for the various categories? For Johnny Hughes to win Radio Development Show Host of the Year award. Text RTP Johnny to 1446. For 3FM to win more awards. Vote for us now. The 7th Adonko RTP Awards. The night we all dream in gold.
I watch the local news now and again. It was one of the first to go out to the country and to tell us what was happening in the country. And the commentaries have been quite good, and I hope they will continue to speak well so that an old man with bad ears can understand what they are saying and follow.
International news now, and the World Health Organization has revoked the appointment of Zimbabwe's Robert Mugabe as a goodwill ambassador following widespread outcry. Now, the WHO head said he had consulted with Zimbabwean government and decided that rescinding Mr. Mugabe's position was in the best interest of the WHO. He had previously praised Zimbabwe for its commitment to public health, but critics pointed out that Zimbabwe's healthcare system had collapsed under Mr. Mugabe's 30-year rule. And 5 former living U.S. presidents have gathered for a concert in aid of victims of the hurricanes which ravaged the U.S. this year. Barack Obama, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush Sr. and Jimmy Carter appeared in Texas on Saturday. The 3 Democrats and 2 Republicans came together behind One America appeal set up to help those caught up in the devastating trials of Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and Maria. The politicians launched the appeal in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey, which caused billions in damage after it made landfall in Texas in August. It has raised $31 million so far. They were not joined by sitting President Donald Trump, who sent a message ahead of the show praising their wonderful work and expressing his deep gratitude. The Catalan president says the region will not accept Madrid's plan for direct rule. He described it as the worst attack on Catalonia's institutions since General Franco's 1933-1975 dictatorship, under which general autonomy was dissolved. And in entertainment this afternoon, Highlife music legend Papa Yankson has been laid to rest. Dignitaries including President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo paid homage to the iconic composer who was to many a musician par excellence.
It's a sad day for the music industry, and the death that you just heard confirms it all. A hero, Papa Yankson, has fallen, and the industry folks are here to pay their last respect to him. But like the great poet William Shakespeare said, the world is like a stage where people come, play their role and exit. And for the actors and the players of the music industry, they feel Papa Yankson played his role very well.
We pray that the current generation and succeeding generations of musicians strive to achieve and attain high level of excellence, patriotism and perseverance as you have.
In acknowledgement of his contributions to the growth of the Highlife genre, President Akufo-Addo was on hand to pay his final respect to Papa Yankson. Born in Winneba in June 1939, Papa Yankson's passion for music saw him rise from a bounce boy to become a music legend. The celebrated entertainer creates a music landscape with moral-filled compositions including Wiazi Munsem, Tinamenchen, Show Your Love, Okukuseku, and many more. In 2006, former President Akufo recognized his remarkable contributions with the Grand Medal of Ghana. The entertainment fraternity eulogizes his daring exploit.
Death lays his icy hands on kings. Today he's gone, but we always remember him. His dedication to our life and musicianship generally in Ghana.
He is the one who encouraged me to do Highlife. When I started music, I was playing reggae. And he met me one day and he said, "Now go and play good music, go and play Highlife music." You know, so after time I started listening to Highlife, and then I decided to go into Highlife.
His daughter Hilary Yankson described him as irreplaceable.
He instilled in us the discipline of hard working, respect for others, care for others, and dependence on God.
The 80s witnessed Papa Yanksin's tour of the world with 3 other music legends known as the Big Four. Pat Thomas was a member.
I'll miss him all the time, especially one song that he has is written. It's a miracle, and I'm going to record that song in memory of him.
A.B. Kentel, another member of the Big Four, also paid his last respects to his bosom friend.
I found that I've lost a great friend. I've lost a great friend.
Papa Yanksin, aged 78, was interred at his hometown, Apam.
May he rest in peace. And that will be all for this afternoon. I am Wendy Lai. Enjoy the rest of our program. Still have a good afternoon.